Did you know? Each year, over 300,000 seniors are hospitalized due to falls, and nearly half of those incidents are caused by improper footwear. Not the weather, not a slippery floor, but the very shoes you're wearing. That number stopped me in my tracks. And it's also why I want to share the story of Mr. Richard Bennett, age 72, a retired teacher, former sports enthusiast, and weekend hiker. One seemingly ordinary morning in his kitchen, his favorite leather shoes, ones he'd worn for 3 years, slipped slightly on a wet tile floor. One fall, and his world changed. A broken hip, nearly a year without being able to walk independently. But what haunts me most isn't the fall. It's what led up to it. A pair of shoes that still looked fine but had quietly betrayed his aging feet. If you're watching this video, I invite you to explore with me 8 types of seemingly harmless footwear that are silently stealing independence, mobility, and daily joy from older adults, and 3 simple solutions that doctors quietly recommend for their own parents, but rarely mention to patients. If you believe this message matters, please subscribe and share this video. Your feet and your future will thank you for it. Part 2. Why seniors need to rethink their footwear. I used to wear these shoes all day with no problem. That's what Mr. Bennett told his physical therapist after the accident, and many of us likely feel the same. But here's a truth few people talk about. Your feet at 70 are not the same as they were at 40, even if you're still wearing the same shoes. According to geriatric experts, the human body, especially the feet, undergoes 3 critical changes after age 65. First, the fatty cushion under the soles thins significantly. This natural padding absorbs shock when we walk. Without it, every step feels harder, even painful, because bones and nerves are now taking the impact directly. Second, balance receptors in the feet and ankles weaken by up to 30%. This slows your body's response to minor changes in terrain, like damp floors or uneven steps. A shoe without proper support no longer keeps you steady the way it used to. Third, foot joints become highly sensitive to misalignment. A slight tilt in the ankle or a squeeze at the toes can force the body to compensate through imbalanced movement, eventually causing back pain, knee strain, or limited mobility. Mr. Bennett said it best. No one told me my feet had changed. I thought wearing old shoes was frugal, but it turns out I was slowly hurting myself. We can't stop our feet from aging, but we can adapt smartly. And it starts with choosing the right footwear for where we are now. Have you noticed changes in your feet in recent years? Share your experience in the comments. You might help someone recognize what they've been missing. Part 3. 8 types of S footwear that elderly people should not use. 1. High heels, the elegant enemy. At a certain age, comfort often wins over fashion. But surprisingly, many older adults, especially women, still reach for high heels on special occasions. What they may not realize is that even a 2-inch heel can trigger a long list of health issues that quietly accumulate over time. Why? Because when you raise your heel, the entire weight of your body shifts forward, putting pressure on the balls of your feet and toe joints. A 2-inch heel can increase that pressure by 75%. Toes get cramped, your gait shifts. And over time, your knees, hips, and spine adjust to maintain balance, creating a domino effect of misalignment, pain, and joint damage. Margaret Wilson, 69, a former bank manager, wore low heels daily for over 30 years. I thought I was being smart not wearing tall heels, she shared. But after retirement, my feet just gave out. My bunions ached constantly. I couldn't walk more than 10 minutes without pain. She eventually needed bunion surgery, a painful procedure with a 12-week recovery, right when she and her husband had planned to travel. Did you know? By age 60, the average foot has taken around 75 million steps, and each misaligned step leaves its mark. The scary part? Even if you no longer wear high heels, past damage can still be haunting you today. Still keeping a few pairs of heels just in case? If this part has you reconsidering, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. 2. Flip-flops, a hidden summer danger. On sunny days, nothing seems more convenient than a pair of flip-flops. Light, breezy, easy to slip on. No one suspects them of being harmful. But for older adults, flip-flops may be among the most dangerous shoes, despite how harmless they look. Have you noticed that when wearing flip-flops, your toes curl to hold the shoe in place? That small action actually changes your walking pattern in subtle but serious ways. Over time, that constant gripping motion strains foot muscles and tendons, alters gait, and sends shock waves through your ankles, knees, and hips, all joints already under stress in your 60s and beyond. Robert Mitchell, 74, learned this the hard way during a vacation in Florida. I wore flip-flops all day, by the pool, on the beach, even to dinner, he recalled. By day 3, I couldn't put my heel down without sharp pain. He was later diagnosed with plantar fasciitis, an inflammation of the tissue between the heel and toes. It took more than 5 months of therapy to recover. The problem? Pain starts in the feet, but it doesn't stay there. Your body adjusts its posture to avoid discomfort, leading to muscle strain, hip misalignment, back pain, and a higher risk of falling. Don't let a convenient choice cost you half a year of mobility. If you've thought flip-flops were a safe go-to, now might be the time to think again. Still have a pair for lounging or the beach? Comment 2. If this section made you rethink it, we'd love to know where you stand now. 3. Old sneakers still look fine, but already failing. Have you ever kept an old pair of sneakers thinking, they're still clean, still wearable, why throw them out? If so, you're not alone. But what you can't see is often the most dangerous part. Many older adults don't realize that sneakers lose up to 40% of their cushioning and support after just 6 months of regular use, even if they still look perfectly fine. The midsole, the part that absorbs shock, gradually compresses over time, making each step harder and transferring more impact directly to your joints. Mr. George Daniels, 70, used to take daily morning walks around his neighborhood in sneakers he'd worn for over 3 years. They still looked new, no damage, so I didn't think anything was wrong, he said. But then, he started feeling a dull ache in his knees, getting worse by the day. Eventually, he stopped walking altogether for fear of the pain. It wasn't until his son bought him a new pair with arch support and shock-absorbing soles that the pain disappeared in under 2 weeks. Here's a quick test you can try at home. Grab your everyday sneakers and twist them gently from toe to heel. If they twist easily like a rag, the inner support is likely worn down, and you're walking in what's now just a shell. Mr. Daniels once thought saving a few bucks on shoes was wise, but in the end, he admitted, I should have replaced them sooner, instead of letting the pain make that choice for me. How long have you been wearing your current sneakers? If it's been over 6 months with regular use, comment 3 below to mark a fresh start for your feet. 4. Backless slippers. Simple but deadly. Nothing feels better than slipping into soft, cozy slippers in the morning, especially on a chilly day. But backless slippers, those familiar and seemingly harmless house shoes, are actually one of the leading causes of indoor falls among older adults. Sounds hard to believe? In truth, 38% of senior fall incidents at home involve house slippers, with backless ones being the most common culprit. When you wear them, every step becomes slightly unstable. Your toes curl to hold the slipper in place. Your heel lifts earlier in the step cycle, shortening your stride and slowing your reflexes without you even noticing. All these micro adjustments undermine your balance, step by step. Linda Harris, 78, once lively and active, loved baking and tending her indoor plants. One afternoon, hearing the doorbell, she rushed down the stairs, still in the backless slippers she'd worn for decades. One small slip, and she broke her wrist. "I never thought something so soft could hurt me this much," she recalled. The injury left her unable to care for herself for almost 4 months. The danger is that these slippers feel comfortable, but they quietly take away your control with every step. It's a trade-off between comfort and safety, one too many realize only after a fall. If you wear these every day, comment 4 below. This could be your first step in protecting your independence, right at home. 5. Smooth-soled shoes, the silent threat. You might be thinking, I don't wear high heels or flip-flops. I wear sturdy, clean, flat shoes. But if you've never looked at the bottom of your shoes, you might be walking on a hidden hazard. Studies show that a shoe's grip can decrease by up to 75% with use, even if the sole still looks intact. This is especially true for leather shoes, loafers, or flat-soled dress shoes, which are often designed more for fashion than safety. Henry Walsh, 73, had full trust in the high-quality leather shoes he'd worn for nearly 5 years. They were durable, solid, and always polished, he said. But one ordinary morning, stepping into the kitchen, a few drops of water from his wife's cleaning routine sent him sliding across the tile floor. It happened so fast, I couldn't react. My back hurt for weeks, he recalled. Here's a test you can do now. Take your everyday shoes, step on tile or wood, and try sliding your foot forward. If the sole slips easily, you're walking on risk. Smooth-soled shoes aren't just risky outdoors. They're particularly hazardous indoors, where surfaces like kitchen and bathroom floors can be slick. Sadly, many older adults only discover this danger after a fall, one that could have been prevented. If you've ever nearly slipped in smooth-soled shoes, or if you've never checked the bottom of your footwear, comment 5 as a personal reminder and a warning to others watching. 6. Shoes that are too tight. When you don't size up with age. Most of us can rattle off our standard shoe size without thinking. But here's something few people know. Your foot size changes with age, especially after 60. As we age, the tendons and ligaments in our feet relax and stretch, causing the structure of the foot to widen. On average, someone over 70 has a foot that's half a size wider than it was at 40. Yet most older adults keep buying the same size they've worn for decades, out of habit or fear that a different size will feel unfamiliar. And that choice can lead to real consequences. Evelyn Brooks, 75, a former administrative director, prided herself on dressing sharp and polished. She always wore classic leather shoes that fit just right. But after a long family event that lasted over 6 hours, she felt tingling in her toes. I thought I'd just been on my feet too long, but days later, I couldn't feel my outer 2 toes, she said. Doctors diagnosed her with nerve compression from shoes that were too tight, causing numbness and loss of sensation, which led to 2 small falls in a single week, simply because she couldn't feel her foot hitting the edge of a rug or step. That perfectly fitted shoe from years ago might now be too small. And when your feet don't have space to move, The result isn't just discomfort, it's instability, numbness, and a higher fall risk. When was the last time you had your foot measured? If you've worn the same shoe size for over 10 years, comment 6 below. It might be time to give your feet the extra room they need to keep you steady. 7. Going barefoot at home. Familiar feeling. Hidden risk. You've probably heard someone say, going barefoot is natural, comfortable, and even healthy. That may be true for younger people, but for those over 60, going barefoot is one of the most dangerous habits inside the home. Did you know that the risk of falling increases by 37% for seniors who walk barefoot compared to those who wear proper supportive footwear? After 60, the fat cushion under your feet thins, your ability to sense floor surfaces weakens, and your balance system becomes less responsive. When you walk barefoot, especially on tile, wood, or cement floors, your feet are forced to absorb all impact without any support. This puts constant pressure on your heels, ankles, and lower spine. Mr. Franklin Moore, 76, loved the feeling of freedom and often went barefoot around the house. One day, he stepped on a small shard of broken ceramic that he didn't feel. At first, I thought it was just a scratch, but a few days later, it turned into a deep ulcer. I needed 3 months of treatment and strong antibiotics, he shared. For seniors, a minor foot injury that goes unnoticed can turn into a serious wound, or even lead to blood infections if untreated. The feeling of barefoot comfort isn't worth the risk. If you regularly go barefoot indoors, comment 7 as a small commitment to care for your feet more consciously. 8. One pair for everything. The one-shoe mindset that harms, this pair works for everything. It's tough and goes with anything. If you've ever said that, you're not alone. Many older adults rely on a single all-purpose shoe for everything. Grocery runs, yard work, daily walks, even inside the house. But what few realize is each activity demands a different kind of support from your footwear. Using one pair for all purposes can wear it out quickly. And worse, it can increase your risk of imbalance, joint pain, and injury. Mr. Leonard Davis, 71, used his favorite sneakers for morning walks and gardening in the afternoon. I thought I was saving money and keeping things simple, he said. But after a few months, he developed knee pain. During a checkup, his orthopedist explained, dirt from the garden had reduced the shoe's grip, causing subtle slips, and those tiny shifts stressed his knees over time. Experts now recommend dividing footwear into 3 functional zones. Zone 1, indoor shoes, soft sole, slip-resistant, secure heel strap. Zone 2, everyday shoes, arch support, cushioned sole, good grip. Zone 3, specialized shoes for gardening, exercise, or travel. Just like you wouldn't use a salad knife to cut frozen meat, your feet need the right tools for the task. If you're using one pair of shoes for everything, comment 8 to mark the beginning of better balance and comfort in every step. Solution 1. Get professionally measured. Know your true size and support needs. When was the last time you had your feet measured? For many seniors, the answer is years ago or I haven't since I was younger. The truth is, your feet change significantly over time, and without proper measurement, you might be wearing the wrong size without knowing it. A study by the American Orthopedic Association found that over 80% of adults wear the wrong shoe size, usually too small or too narrow. And that's not just uncomfortable. It increases the risk of imbalance, nerve compression, and chronic pain. Diane Palmer, 70, thought she was still a size 7, like she was during her working years. But at a specialty shoe store for older adults, she discovered her true size had changed to an 8 wide. I didn't expect that a small change could feel so good, she said. It was the first time in years I could walk without soreness in the soles of my feet. A professional foot measurement doesn't just check length. It evaluates width, arch height, flexibility, and even gait. That information tells you not only your size, but what type of shoe you actually need. When you understand your foot's needs, you don't just wear shoes that fit. You wear shoes that support. If it's been years since you had your feet measured, comment, "It's time," a small reminder to yourself and others watching today. Solution 2. The 3-zone footwear system. A purpose for every pair. One of the most common mistakes seniors make is using one pair of shoes for everything. It sounds simple and budget-friendly, but it often leads to hidden consequences. Just like you wouldn't use one utensil for every kitchen task, your feet need specialized tools for different daily needs. Experts recommend a simple but effective approach: the 3-zone footwear system, with each zone serving a distinct function. Zone 1. Indoor shoes. These are the shoes you wear most, inside your living space. They should be soft, non-slip, securely fitted at the heel, and easy to put on, but not floppy. Many seniors greatly reduce their fall risk just by switching their indoor shoes. Zone 2. Daily walking shoes, for errands, strolls, and general wear. These need proper arch support, shock absorption, good grip, and correct width. The wrong shoe here can lead to back, knee, or joint pain in just weeks. Zone 3. Task-specific shoes, for gardening, workouts, or travel. These should be chosen with intention, not just repurposed from your walking shoes. After using this system, Mr. Leonard shared, "I no longer have shoe chaos, and I no longer feel pain when I walk." If you're still using one shoe for all tasks, comment 3 zones to start a positive shift in how you support your feet. Solution 3. Orthotic insoles, affordable, customizable, and effective. Not everyone can afford to buy custom-made orthopedic shoes. But here's the good news. You can turn your current shoes into supportive ones with a small, simple tool: orthotic insoles. It may sound basic, but this is one of the most recommended tips by podiatrists and physical therapists, especially for seniors with arch problems, heel pain, knee issues, or slight imbalance. There are 2 main types: heat moldable insoles. These are off the shelf but customizable. You heat them in the oven, stand on them, and they mold to your feet. Costing under $40, they deliver 70–80% of the benefits of a custom insole at a fraction of the price. Spot pads. These are small cushion inserts placed in pressure zones. For just $10 or $15, you can turn a painful shoe into a comfortable one without buying new footwear. George, from earlier in our video, said, "I use insoles in every pair I own. The difference is amazing. I walk longer, my knees don't ache, and I feel more confident." You don't need a new shoe closet, just a new way to care for your feet. If you've used orthotics before, or you're ready to start, comment, "I'm ready." Your feet and your quality of life will thank you. Final words: a step toward independence, one shoe at a time. We often care for our hair, our skin, our eyes, but we rarely give our feet the attention they deserve. Yet, it's those very feet that have quietly carried you through millions of steps in life. And if neglected, they can be the reason you lose freedom, confidence, and independence. Mr. Richard, the man whose story opened this video, has transformed his life. After switching shoes, using proper insoles, and following the 3-zone system, he now walks more steadily and even hikes, camps, and explores the outdoors with his grandkids. My grandchild once asked, "Grandpa, why are you going with us now?" Richard smiled. "I didn't know what to say, just that I'm not afraid of falling anymore." Maybe right now You're wearing a pair of shoes that feels familiar, but is silently holding you back. Don't wait for a slip to make a change. Look at your shoes today. Are they truly supporting you or slowly limiting you? Which part of this video surprised you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments, because you're not alone. And if you found this video helpful, hit subscribe to Life in Words. Turn on notifications so that every step in your golden years is steady, supported, and full of life.